I believe that every problem in this world stems from unmet needs and invalidated feelings. And it's time to stop dehumanizing people and separating that fact, however bad a person behaves. I am not saying to forgive or to celebrate bad behavior by any means, especially in the worst of the worst. What I'm saying is we can significantly reduce this by validating feelings. We need an emotional revolution where everybody feels seen, heard, and felt from the moment they are born. We need to get on the same page as a species, as a race. This will take generations of work. We are not going to fix this overnight, but we will see progress overnight. Anyone who is committed to self-improvement in any form, be it through therapy, spirituality, health, psychology, astrology, education of any kind, self-help books, anyone committed to that knows that you see progress straight away when you're putting in the work. Mommy. We cannot and we should not erase anything that has happened because there are so many lessons, so many golden nuggets of wisdom, and we can learn from those mistakes and we can do better. Perfection is impossible. Progress is practical. Progress is achievable. Progress can happen in a second. So I pledge to honor all of my emotions, however stupid I may think they are. And I have definitely been conditioned to believe that some of my feelings are stupid. Sometimes we get upset over very little things that seem very insignificant. But the emotion we feel is just as valid as the emotions we feel through grief and pain and suffering from bigger things. I pledge to honor every single emotion that comes up for me and meet it with love, reverence, acceptance. I pledge to move it through my body if that's what it needs. I pledge to breathe through it and ride that 90-second wave that it takes to feel through an emotion, as long as you're not trying to judge it, suppress it, or add to the story. I've already been doing this for a little while, not as often or as well as I'd like to, but this is my pledge to embrace myself even more. The more I hold space for myself and release what I've been holding on to, often for my whole entire life, the more capacity I have for the people that I love. And it is very important to me as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend, as a best friend, as a part of my community, a part of this earth, to show up in the best ways I can and to show the values that are important to me, like kindness, respect, understanding, compassion, appreciation, truth, honesty, authenticity. And the best way I can do that is by honoring myself and every emotion that comes up, to find healthy ways to express and release everything. I'm sharing this because I want to connect to other people that are committed to themselves in this way, who are also committed to an emotional revolution, one where every single emotion is validated and heard and seen and felt before it becomes a behavior that hurts ourselves or hurts other people, those around us. Now, some of the ways that I have already honored this is by expanding my emotional vocabulary. I used to think that there were not a crazy amount of emotions that we felt. Anger, sadness, happiness, excitement, the basic stuff. I didn't realize the layers and the levels, how there is frustration, irritability, anger, rage, infuriation. There's kind of like different levels and different versions of the anger that we do feel, because we feel it for different reasons, and they do evoke slightly different feelings. Another way I've honored that is by stopping when I feel an emotion and locating where I feel it in my body and breathing into that space in my body and showing appreciation and love for that feeling, and catching myself out every time I try to make it a bigger story or try and talk myself down and out of it, or try to move on or get over it. What I do is I breathe into it and I say, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing me this. And I stay in that energy and breathe into it until I literally feel it dissipate in my body. Sometimes I feel it move to other parts of my body and it's lighter wherever it moves until it just kind of floats away. And then I make sure that I refill that space with gratitude and love, because that's what I want to feel more of. Don't we all want to be happy? That's how we achieve that, by refilling the parts of ourselves that have held on to anger and pain with love and gratitude. After honoring those feelings. So I want to hear from you and the different ways that you emotionally process and regulate and honor yourself, your go-to methods, some of your biggest aha moments and reflections. If you're someone who journals and writes these things down or even turns it into art or poetry, I'm also super interested in that. So either comment or DM me, and I want to learn. I want to know your story. I want to be a part of you feeling heard and seen. I do highly encourage commenting because more people will see it that way. And I know on the internet, sometimes that can be a little scary, but I do want to do my best to foster a safe space, more like a brave space, because I don't think there can be a safe space on the internet, only a brave space. So if you feel like opening up on there, more people will have the opportunity to connect with you. Someone might resonate with something that you've said, might remind them of something or trigger their own memories or processing. Maybe you might help someone verbalize something in a way they weren't able to verbalize it before. Go and share it. Please, if you're feeling brave, I would appreciate that.